Yes, welcome back to Welsh B Sports and the Wrexham vlog. I just want to give my thoughts on Wrexham's disappointing defeat in the Welsh derby, losing 1-0. It's a missed opportunity, a great chance to go top of League Two and really stake a claim in this title race, but it wasn't to be. This is my first video for a while. I've been ill, really ill. In fact, I was declared dead at least once and almost twice. It was up for consideration, but I was declared dead. I was halfway to Pentrabuchan crematorium and I leapt out of the coffin like Beetlejuice, much to everyone's shock and disappointment. But oh, I was ill. I was coughing up all sorts. Green rubber. I was actually coughing up green rubber at one point. Extraordinary stuff. But I'm back in business, I'm back from the dead, and we go again. As I said, a disappointing defeat for Wrexham. They had the chance to go top with Newport County and Stockport having their game postponed, but they were well beaten, to be fair. They were second best throughout that match. They deserved to lose, but what about that celebration from Holden Palmer, wherever his name is? Palmer Holden, what a dickhead. What was that celebration all about? What an ass. He ran behind that goal like Forrest Gump with a firework up his ass. I mean, seriously, who was he impressing? Who did he think he was? He thought he was big and hard, but he impressed no one. In fact, he disgusts me. I'm disgusted by his behaviour. What an ass. And as for the sending off, the linesman's a grass, isn't he? The linesman is a grass. Simon Mather, the ref, didn't see anything, did he? He didn't know what day of the week it was. He didn't know where he was. But no, it was the linesman. The linesman dobbed Will Boyle in. He grassed him up to his master, waving that flag around like a tart. He couldn't wait to spill the beans, could he? Master, it was Boyle. Come here, master. I seen it. I seen what happened. Ridiculous stuff. I know Will Boyle was about 2 weeks late, but I think McLaughlin knew what was coming. He sort of anticipated it and sprung in the air like a gymnast, didn't he? Did about 4 somersaults and landed on the pitch in a heap. But that linesman, a grass, a stinking grass, a slime ball of a grass, a rotter, as we all know. He's the type of person that would grass his neighbours up for having orgies, rather than join in like the rest of us. But he just couldn't wait, could he, to dob in Will Boyle. But, you know, the sending off aside, Wrexham just weren't good enough. These away performances recently, Walsall, Accrington Stanley, they're second best when they go away. They allow teams to disrupt them. They go down to down to the team's level, and they don't play their normal game. They don't keep their shape, and these teams who they play against, Accrington Stanley, can disrupt them. They can dominate the game. They can control the game, dictate the tempo and the style. Whereas when Wrexham are at the racecourse, they're a different animal, aren't they? The machine is in full force. Even when they're struggling, even when it's a difficult game, you can see Wrexham grow into the match. They go through the gears and they overpower their opponents. But away from home, it's a different story. They don't keep their shape, they don't control the ball, and it gets very disorganised and dysfunctional. So, to be fair, they deserved to lose in the old Welsh derby. You know, Newport are flying. They've got a lot going for them at the moment. A big game on Sunday against Manchester United. We'll all be rooting for them, won't we? You know, because Newport, they're a cousin, aren't they? We're all cut from the same cloth, and I'm hoping they stuff the Manx. I'm sure they're going to give it a good go. I believe Hugh Jenkins now has taken over the club. That's a good choice. He'll do well with Hugh Jenkins. But, you know, it's a disappointing defeat for Wrexham. They've got to come again. A cup tie against Blackburn, which is a good cup tie. It's one that can go under the radar and there's no real pressure on Wrexham. They can have a proper go and show us, where they are. They've got a really good chance of beating Blackburn, who are not spectacular. I believe Wrexham now are almost a championship level team. So they can go to Ewood Park and just, there's no pressure for the big upset. There's no pressure for the fairy tale win. It's not a major club anymore, are they, Blackburn? So they can just go about their business quietly and give them a go. Give them a go and see where they're at. But I'll be going. I've got tickets, 7,000 tickets available. It was harder not to get one than to get one. I know people who were forced to buy tickets at gunpoint. There's that many available, but it's going to be a good atmosphere. It's going to be a good event. Knowing my luck, I've got the worst seat in the ground, right behind Colin Hendry's wig or something like that. But it'll be good to be there. Looking forward to it on Monday. It's going to be a good cup tie. And like I said, it's a nice tie for Wrexham. No pressure. They can have a go. It's a winnable game. But disappointing results down at Newport. They didn't get off to the best of starts with the injuries, did they? They were up against it from the beginning. The sending off, he's brought on, was it O'Connell for Dalby, trying to beef up the back, trying to keep it tight, but it's isolated Mullin, and they just couldn't get into the game. I know they put Barnett up front with Mullin in the second half, chasing the game then, trying to create something, but it just didn't work out. There was flashes, there was moments, but they didn't really create anything. And Okonkwo, who's staying for the rest of the season, made some good saves, but they, like I said, second best, and they have a problem away from home. They don't dominate games, they don't control the ball, and they get roughed up a bit. They can go down there, and play the so-called lesser teams and get roughed up, and it's a shame. But it's a competitive league. Wrexham are still up there, second in the table, 2 points off the top. It's still all to play for. It's the title race is still on, but it's just a shame. No team up there is consistent today. Barrow doing so well recently. They've dropped down, but you think the top three do have breathing space. They've played a few games less than the others, and you think the top three is probably going to be what it is. But no one can really put a run of 5 or 6 wins together, can they? To really pull away and dominate. So, but Wrexham are in the title race. Automatic promotion. It's almost on. It's almost a certainty. I'll say that much. But if they can just put a run of wins together, 5 or 6, they can take this title. It might come down to the final day against Stockport. What a game that will be, but long way to go yet. Wrexham are up there. Disappointing defeat in the Welsh derby. As I said, Newport have got a lot going for them at the moment. They were up for it, big crowd, and Wrexham just didn't turn up again. The big players didn't turn up, and the machine just wasn't in action. But we're back on Monday in the FA Cup, Ewood Park. We just go again. Still so much to play for, still a great season. Cheers guys, and I will see you on the next video.